Podcasting from anywhere you are right now, you are listening to the #1 podcast for the business boss. This is the Motivated Melanin Show, where we drop episodes to show serious entrepreneurs how to build, expand, and bank in business, as well as grow and expose their excellence in this billion-dollar business thing. Hosted by Angela, your favorite beauty coach, assisting beautypreneurs on how to do business in a personal way. Join her here as she interviews top influencers around the world.
Can they?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're talking about how relationships can affect your business, but we're gonna let Miss Life Coach see, because I'm a business coach. Yamika's a life coach and fitness coach, lifestyle coach. Define relationship for us.
And this is my POV. This is my point.
This is your opinion. This is your POV.
This is not the Webster Dictionary.
You say this. You said you gotta tell the people. This is my POV.
Relationship constitute as interpersonal interaction between two people that communicates, whether it's a level of intimacy, friendship, sister, business, what have you.
I can go for that.
Okay, so you
I
do
can go
have
for that.
relationships.
Okay, let me clean that up.
So you just define the type of relationship that you're gonna you want to disclose and talk about.
Okay, that's true. But when people come to me, like, all they worried about are young women. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all probably gonna be mad at me. Y'all only worried about the relationship that you're going to have intimately with someone versus all the other relationships that are just as important as having a significant other. And like you said, name those relationships again. Outside of the intimacy, what other type of relationships did you just talk about?
Interpersonal relationship, that can be with your friend, your best friend, your sister, your brother. People you work with, you have a business, a work relationship. People you do business with, that's a business.
This one turned out pretty good. Okay. Let me reiterate that we back for the first episode of this next season of the Motivated Melanin Podcast, and we gonna talk about relationships. Mm-hmm. Other than the significant other. I mean, we'll get into that a little bit, but we want to talk about relationships. To be honest, I've seen a lot of, I'm going to say women between the ages of, and don't be mad at me, y'all. So between like 25, 26, up to about 35, 36. I'm going to give it a 10-year span. This is just what I've seen. Working with females in business. And I hear a lot about their relationship stuff, the intimate relationship, right? Mm-hmm. What I do see and what I don't see. What I do see is y'all putting a lot of value into your intimate relationship with your significant other, and you have no relationship with what I call a sister friend, right? Mm-hmm. Your sister friend. Most of you are bosses. Some of you may not be as into work as we were as we moved up the rank. Our work family was important. I'm still cool with a lot of my work family from corporate, and we've been out of that for like 10, 13 years. So, but I don't see a lot of females, right, that are sticking together enough, right, and not just in business. I'm talking about in life. I have friends that I have known for over 20 years. We get together, our kids are raised together, and when you got a real close friend, like your children have grown up together, they cousins basically at this point, right?
Right.
I don't even see that today, right, with a lot of females that between the ages of 25 to 35, and that is carrying over. That inability to have the relationship just on a friendship level is spilling over into how you building relationships in business. And I've seen some businesses fail because of this, because business is built on relationships. When you call your vendor, if you sell a product and you call your vendor, you have a relationship with that vendor about your product, right? If you're doing hair, because I have a lot of beauty people, you're doing hair, lashes, nails, or whatever. When that person sits in your chair, you have a relationship with that person. I'm gonna tell you, if you don't think you have a lack of friendship or relationship relationship issues, see how many times people switch out your chair.
Oh, they may switch a lot. They definitely.
Yeah, you say people jump in chairs. Yeah, they jump in chairs because there's no loyalty, no relationship building. You just there to get their money. They know that, and they in your chair. They in somebody else's chair next week. They in somebody else's chair next week. I have certain people that's gonna do my hair, or do my nails, or do my lashes, because I'm not gonna jump in any and everybody's chair. That's how a lot of conflict starts too. Because this person talking about this person. Here y'all in the same seat. I don't know what you.
Well,
you got me started.
I pushed the button, right?
You did push the button because I see it.
You do relationships. You do relationships.
Yeah, I do relationships in business.
And if you're breathing, you're gonna do relationships.
That's true.
All day, every day.
That's true.
But
that's true.
For the most part of it, the fundamental of relationship is the base of how that's grounded. The foundation of your relationship begin with your mother.
Come on.
She birthed you.
Okay.
And if
I can see that.
And if you have the privilege of having your father in your life, he affirms and establishes the relationship you have with your mother, and he reaffirms it with himself. So you have a base of how your relationships stems is through your parents.
Okay.
And if you don't have that relationship, but you are honored and have a privilege of having some type of nurturing parent in your life, that is grounds to start how you build relationships and the fundamentals of understanding the relationship that is fostered through the people that nurtured, birthed you, raised you. All right, and how to have a relationship with who first outside of that? Yourself.
Okay, because I'm still living off my mama's promise.
Oh, I live off.
Yeah, I live off my mama's promise. That I can go for that.
All right, because you have that blessing. You have that privilege. Everyone doesn't have that type of foundation where they can ground themselves with learning how to build relationships that were fostered and nurtured through their parents, their mother and father, whether it's their mother alone or their father alone, and if you truly bless both parents, right?
True.
And if you have siblings, those are really, really reiterated.
Oh, yes.
Your siblings. They're going to teach you how to build relationships within them, how you're going to communicate with them, how you're going to interact with them, and how you're going to be honest with them in that relationship. Especially when it comes to your sister, since we talked about, women can't do business.
Which one?
With women,
look.
How
we talking about so much. I'm like, which one?
Yeah. No, I'm speaking in general.
Okay.
When it comes to sisters.
True, and I have a lot of sisters.
I do too. Yeah. And how you actually build those authentic, genuine relationships within your sister, because sometimes there's sister rivalry. Right, within the home, right? But is it positive or is it negative? It can be both.
It can be two ways.
It can be two ways. But the essential part is learning how to build and establish that relationship within yourself, so you can learn how to reiterate and how to interact with your sister and your brother. So when you go outside in the real world, there's always a representation of your sister out there. You remind me of my sister.
Okay.
Whether it's through, a visual aesthetic or a spirit, right? You act like my sister. You don't look like my sister, but you act like my sister.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I can deal with you accordingly, because this is how I'm would used interact
to it.
with my sister. Just from those learning experiences and relationship building that can foster how you interact when you're out there in the real world. I mean, if you're going, relationships you establish in college. And I've learned once you go to college, those are your long life. Yeah. Those are life learning. Yeah. Those are life sisters. Yeah. And I always say, for me, for every friend I have a friend that's an example or a representation, or you remind me of my sister
or somebody in your family.
Somebody.
Yeah.
So I've learned how to interact, in that sense.
So we saying that's why only child, people that are only children have a hard time building relationships.
That's what we say. We just use it as an example because we pacify their behavior. But they've interacted with other people. They've come in interaction with. They go to school.
They do
interact with. They're in school more so sometimes than they are at home.
That's true.
So whether they're an only child or not, there's some behavior that has been pacified for that only child. So that's what that only child has been accustomed to, right?
Okay.
And that's how they interact in their relationships, whether it's personal, whether it's friend to friend, or whether it's an intimate relationship. In the intimate relationship, there's an expectation. Well, I was allowed to do this. Right?
I can see that.
So I was allowed to do this, so I'm be allowed to continue to do what I do in my relationships. So when the relationship does not work, because experiences or pacified behavior in those relationships.
Oh, pacified behavior. I can see that in I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're surprised, but there's no accountability either.
But when you get held accountable,
they can't
accept it. Then they're a victim. That's what I've seen. When you ruin relationships, right? Because you ruin the relationships with people. You got a bestie. That's why everybody got 7 besties now. I don't have 7 besties. I had like 1, right? So now you got like 7 besties because you ruin the relationship with bestie number 1. Now you're on the bestie number 2, and next year you'll be on the bestie number 3. The numbers go up. But you're ruining relationships because number 1, you don't want to be held accountable for your behavior in the relationship. It's one-sided. Right? If it isn't going how you want it to go, then I'm not. I'm a word killer. Like if a relationship is not going how you want it to go, this is what I see from my 25 to 35. If you're not getting your way, the relationship will go downhill, and then you're on to the next relationship, right? And then you wonder why things in your life are unbalanced, chaotic. No one wants to work with you. You get the what's that? You get the reputation no one wants to work with you. You get the reputation that you're being what's the word? Help me out. You get a reputation that you're hard to work with. Selfish. I mean, the better word is selfish, right? You're selfish. So, but you're operating in. Oh, I put a post up the other day. It said, and this is for my business people in relationship right now. I put up a post and it said, run your business with integrity. It said something to that magnitude. Run your business with integrity, right? And that comes down to relationships, right? Because if you're not treating the people, your clients correctly, or your customer, or people that you want to come in and give you money, right, or invest in your business.
Yeah.
If you're not building that relationship with them, or you build a relationship but something doesn't go your way, right, and then the relationship has to be severed. I mean, essentially, you're going to get the reputation again that you're not able to be worked with, or that you're selfish, and that's only because you don't want to be held accountable inside the relationship. But also, that goes with your marriage too. I watched a video. I'm an opportunist, so I watched a video, and it was talking about, and it was talking about baby mamas. And I'm only gonna say this because I've seen this, but it goes between relationships with people, and they said that the guy was introducing his new. The female was introducing her new boyfriend to the baby daddy, and the guy was, okay with it, and they had a good dialogue. But when the female, when the male was introducing the female, his new female girlfriend, the baby mother didn't want anything to do with it. Like, she was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, have her sit in the car. She wanted that control. She tried to dump your girlfriend. She had him send the girl to the car, which, I mean, it was a skit, but he was just making a point where women can be one-sided in a situation. Like, you want me to meet your significant other, and you want to co-parent, but when I introduce you to another female that I'm dealing with, and I'm being a man, introducing this girl, then you're not for it. Like, break up with her, or I'm gonna break up with her. I'm gonna put you on, I'm gonna put you on child support. Right? I mean, it's whether it's an intimate relationship or it's business, it was one-sided. So yeah, and a lot of females, and y'all don't want to say that y'all do this, but y'all do this. I've seen it. Like, if it doesn't go your way, you have those stipulations, right? And those stipulations can harm you in your life, and they can harm you in business, and they can even harm you in your marriage or relationship. Like, it's always your way or the highway. That way or the highway, that highway ends. Yeah. The highway ends.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you.
You put restrictions on how a relationship should go based on the expectation of self.
Yeah, expectation of self. Come on,
it usually does not go
the road ends.
Yeah, it ends. Yeah. But selfish people think in they have a temporary mindset because they don't look for the longevity of anything. They're there to satisfy their in-moment gratification, right? So they do things that is to self-gratify in the need of the moment. Let me hurry up and make this quick buck, so I'm doing it for me, right? Okay. So let me hurry up and focus on what I need, but not my partner, or not my friend, or not even my teammate or my colleague that I work with. This is all for self-gratification and self-need, self-gain. That's a temporary
so when you get fired
mindset.
When you get fired from the job, or you don't make the money that you thought you were going to make, or you don't get anybody that's going to invest in you, right? Not because they don't believe in you.
It's not about that. It's just let me do me in this moment, and I'm not even really thinking about per se tomorrow. But just so,
or who I'm gonna step on in the process.
Yes, and just doing me in this moment. So when things come about where you have to make a choice where it requires two people to make a decision on, you didn't think about the longevity. You didn't think about tomorrow. You didn't think about the next week. You didn't think about the next month or the next year because you were in this temporary place. So now it's required for you to fully engage in the relationship. Whether it's a marital relationship, business relationship, or, your job, employment relationship, you can't measure up.
Ooh.
So you become the victim. You become the person that is not adequate for the relationship. Yeah. So you blame others that it's them and not you, and not taking accountability of the responsibility of where that temporary mindset went. So now, what's the result of it? It's not going to work because you only showed up for you.
You only showed up for you. And I get, this is funny because we had a conversation about some folks. And we have a conversation about a lot of folks, right? But when you operating for self, and you're always in a take mindset, I'm going to take. Everything is take. I need you to do this for me. I need this person to do this for me. What are you doing for someone else? Because really business is about impact, right? This go back to, I've been running a junior beauty camp for 12 weeks.
Awesome.
At no cost to these parents. I ran it for 12 weeks. And I reached out to certain people to help, right? And I knew that they were not a right fit for the program if they asked me, how much am I getting paid? Right? Because if you have to ask me how much that you're going to get paid to help some teenagers, right? Then you're not a good fit for my program, because that let me know that money was more important to you than the impact of the youth today, or the impact of anybody for that matter, because business, again, is about relationship. Like, if you're a seasoned business person, you already know you cannot lead your business based on your bottom line. You have to build it based on the impact that it's going to give in the season that you're in. Okay, because the impact is going to bring the income. I can tell you now that we did a 12-week program and for free, and somebody showed up every week for those children. Right? I mean, of course, I bought things. My partner bought things. But I had parents buying snacks. I had businesses calling, giving items, right? And I tell you, the last day when we had the kids to brunch, like, so many people showed up to set up and tear down. I mean, me and my partner couldn't have done it by ourselves, right? But we didn't even anticipate the type of help that we received. Right? I mean, nobody left that room till that room was set up. Those kids were served. That place was tore down, cleaned back up. Like, and people out here paying probably $5,000-$10,000 to do something like that.
Oh, I'm sure. But
right?
Going back to it, it all comes down to the type of relationships that you have built within your network of people that you entrust.
Yeah.
And they entrust you as well, because they're confident that, Coach Ange is doing something out here that benefits our youth, and them understanding how to become business women and how to work into their entrepreneurship at a young age. Just taking that opportunity to be able to do that. But if your expectation is in the amount that you receive, your blessing will be in the amount of what the expectation will be equivalent to, which would be, we're doing this for a purpose and a cause, right?
Yeah,
so
but
when you bless someone, there's no expectation that you receive something back with your hand out.
Absolutely.
So you'll miss your
blessing.
Yes.
Guess what? The women that participated, and these are people that are they know or are learning. They know or are learning. I'm not saying they know it all. They know or are learning that relationships are important in business, right? Not only did the youth get something amazing, but the 15 to 20 business owners that came out and dedicated their time and their talent catapulted for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Free the type of advertisement they gave them was worth more than any check they could have cut to somebody to do that work for them, right? They got a lot of traction from that. Some people that weren't even noticed were noticed. So it even went beyond the kids. So again, it was just like it's a relationship thing, the impact, the trust, and again, the 25 to 35 range, 26, 36, whatever you want to call it, they lacking that. I'm sorry. Like, you don't have anybody, like, you can go with somebody, go to the club, but who are you going to church with?
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Your friends can call you and tell you and call you to go to places you shouldn't really be at, or they can get you to get into some drama that you don't really need to be in. But how are they pouring into you positively? Are they holding you accountable when you're in your selfish state? Are they holding you accountable when you're wrong? I'm gonna tell you when you're wrong. I'm just real raw like that, right? You may not like it, and you may not call me no more, and I'm okay with that. I lost a lot.
But that's okay. You can be.
I'm not for. I ain't for everybody.
No, everybody's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I definitely know that I'm not for everybody either.
Yeah.
My sisters would tell you, like, okay, be ready for Mika.
Yeah, I'm not for everybody. Yeah.
But if you understand you and you've built that true relationship within yourself, you receive positive conviction. You receive positive criticism. Yeah. Where it's meant for you to grow personally. That's personal growth. Whether it's personal growth or business growth. You need that good constructive criticism to build within yourself. That builds character.
It does build
within
character.
yourself, but it also develops the relationship that you need to have, to effectively and efficiently. We're speaking in terms of your business, right?
We are.
And your,
right now.
And your other
relationship. And your other relationship.
And your other relationships. Because when you have a horrible relation, when you're in a horrible relationship,
whether it be business or intimate,
whatever type of relationship it is, but I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna say when it's in your intimate relationship, it can be debilitating, and I'm saying debilitating because that goes within your health. It can drain you.
Oh yeah,
it definitely can drain you to the point where you can't work in your business. Where you can't foster those relationships.
Oh yeah.
It can block you emotionally.
Yeah.
And it can block you mentally and physically. Some type of relationships that are hard and impactful to your life, where it affects you, where you can't work into doing what you're supposed to do,
or you're distracted.
Yes, it really affects what you're doing in the goals and eyes of how you're doing business. With people. I mean, you go into people's why it gotta be him? He looked like Devontae. I mean,
what?
You may not be saying it out vocally, but in your head you be like, I'm in this meeting and he's reminding me of my bad relationship. This is gonna affect how this meeting is about to run because you can't get out of it. You in your head space, you can't get out of it. So how are you gonna be able to do that? How? And this is those hard relationships where you need to make a decision. You need to determine how you're going to end this relationship. But give yourself the opportunity to let it go. Give yourself the opportunity.
We're talking about business still?
We're still talking about business.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
We're still talking about business.
I'm just making sure because
we're still talking about business, but since we're talking about relationships, let's go ahead and talk about our relationship. Business is just an entity of one relationship. That's it. But because you have to balance. You have to balance. But when you're in a personal relationship that's affecting all other relationships, it filters into that business and how you're operating.
That's true.
Whether you're positively operating and effectively and efficiently like how you supposed to. Am I bringing 100% Yamika? But no, because Devontae is in my head and this meeting with this man looked like him. Now I'm just at 40% because my other headspace is 60% over here. So it's affecting how I'm making decisions. So when I make this decision, and remember I said your mindset is temporary headspace sometimes. Yeah. If it's not operating in a positive way where you can effectively
if you for self.
Right, for yourself. Yeah. So I done made this decision under this emotional and mental duress of this relationship that's going bad. Now the repercussion of me saying that went against what I should not have done in this business. Now I got to pay for it. Yeah. Now I got to pay for it. Yeah. Now I have to put money in over here, or now I have to make way on how I'm actually going to work. First,
you have to say that you made a mistake.
Yeah.
And then you have to take accountability for saying I made a mistake.
Yes.
You have to take accountability for saying that I wasn't 100% in the relationship. I just seen it as a benefit for me.
Yes.
Yeah. You have to do that first.
Yeah.
Right? But really, they don't do that first. They blame first, right? And then and they blame, and then they fail to pick up the pieces because they want to stay in that space. And now you mad at everybody, right? And then guess what? Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. And then you on to the next relationship that's probably not going to work until you figure out, till you build on yourself. Like, I mean, and besides the relationship part, a lot of them people are not personally developing themselves. You're in the same space today that you were in 5 years ago, because you haven't picked up a book, you haven't healed from past whatever relationship with a marriage, a intimate relationship with a boyfriend or a friend. You still holding on to baggage, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe you haven't prayed. I don't know if you believe in, I don't know what your religion is, but however you need to develop yourself to grow, you have to develop yourself in some area going along the path. You cannot be stagnant. You cannot just be in always making money mode. Like, I'm just here to make the money. I'm just here to get capital. I'm just here to get everybody to pour into me, because it's about me. It is not about you, boo. And I'll tell you that it's not about you, boo. And you know, people, my delivery can be a little abrasive, but it's not about you, boo. Like, you have to depend on others, at some point in your life, and on some level. I don't care if it's small. I don't care if it's large. You don't see any person of high status, right, walking around by themselves. They have a security team. They have a makeup team. They have a hair team, a lash team, a nail. They have a team. So there's nowhere in the world you think you operating on self.
They have a team based on what?
Whatever. Yeah, relationships. Absolutely.
Built with that.
Yeah.
With that team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when they and this is another thing too. When you build that relationship, like, it's about you building up other people. You should not be the only person that's up here. When you building people, they don't got to be here, but they should be rising. They still shouldn't be down here.
Growing.
Yeah, they should be growing with you. Mm-hmm. Not be like, oh yeah, I'm about to leave them because I'm sick of them. Like, yeah, because most of you are takers between the ages of 25 and 35, maybe 26 to 36. This is what I see. I'm sorry. I'm just the messenger. Pick your butt a book up.
She's sorry, but not sorry.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Y'all, yeah. Hey, y'all giving females a bad name. It's y'all don't want to be truthful with each other when you're wrong. If my friends call me and they have a situation going on, they tell me whether they like what I'm going to say or not. My first thing to them is, you want me to lie to you, or you want me to tell you the truth? And they'll say, I never want you to lie to me. You're effing up.
Just
flat out.
Okay.
And they say, guess what? They say, I respect that. Right? Your friends or these relationships that you build will have more respect if you keeping it 100. Mm-hmm. I promise you. Versus you keeping up a whole bunch of chaos with the BS, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. And thinking that y'all gonna make it through life and skate. The road ends. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Faster than you think.
Yeah, with temporary
thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this, like, relationship, your intimate relationship, if it's used for self, the road gonna end. Your business relationship, if just you one-sided, the road is going to end. Okay? Your relationship with your friends, who you think your friends, I don't know how long y'all, the way they moving around, like 6 months to a year, they don't tell no friend. But anyway, if it's one-sided, the road is going to end. It's going to affect all areas of your life, your business, your relationships with close friends, and that's all I have to say.
So you got it out.
Yeah, they tell me you be holding back on the podcast, like, y'all. I'll let y'all have it today, lightly.
Yeah, lightly, because at the beginning of this, we're gonna say this conversation, so we talking about it. Coach Ann said she don't have relationships.
We
had to bring it to light that everyone has relationships. But here's one thing in regards to relationships and even temporary relationships, mm-hmm. but understanding the season of relationships, because we've heard that,
Oh yeah,
people
yeah,
come
yeah,
in seasons of your life,
yeah. Absolutely,
where
very true.
they are where they are there for that purpose
Yeah,
of time, and you understanding the purpose of that time and in that season, and the duration of that said purpose, job, or business.
absolutely.
What it was meant for in that time frame. And I
Very,
always say
very true.
everything is in experience,
Yes,
learning.
yes,
It's how you perceive relationships that really determines, how you feel about all relationships.
yeah,
Because when it comes down to it, everyone would like to have a base understanding the relationship that they're going into, or the relationship that they're going to terminate, the relationship that is going to end. So if I am in contract with a business, right,
yeah,
that I've contract with since 6 months, I know that there's an ending.
yeah,
And hopefully during that duration, the ending comes off as a great, great experience.
Yeah.
A great life lesson.
yeah,
Some great teaching, moments
Yeah,
that I can
absolutely.
save, for future reference, whether it be a positive and negative ones. I always feel there is an experience, because
It
you should
is.
have learned,
It is. You
from
have too many of those.
Too many, right? But those are relationships that that's going to end.
Yeah,
But how about the relationship that you don't know that's going to end? How do you leave those? How do you walk away? How do you how do you see yourself in those
Ooh.
situations where what just happened, leaving you in limbo? So I always think that people still want to know how things are going to end. But if you afford that opportunity to give yourself the opportunity to say, this isn't working.
yeah. Well,
This isn't working. But
that's a good one.
I'm still blessed to have this experience.
Okay, I can see that.
I'm still grateful for this opportunity in this lesson, because everything is a lesson, everything is a teacher, everything is an experience. But if you're true to yourself, you can tell yourself, if you're all honest, interact, because the world's small.
It is.
So when you interact with people that you no longer have a relationship with,
Okay.
you can still be cordial.
That's a good
You
one.
can still say hi. There's no bad bloodshed. There's
Okay.
no negativity. So when I enter a room, your nose ain't got to snarl, because mine is not. Never that.
Yeah.
Know
I
that,
can see that.
the relationship has been settled within myself. But give the other person that opportunity to answer, to have those questions
That's
that
a
they
good.
have
That's a
answered.
good one. And that go back. I was married for 10 years. And at one point we couldn't be in the same room, but now we are cordial. And we seen it ending, but we didn't see it ending. But when it did end, I think the only regret was, and this people ask me that all the time. I always tell them, I don't regret being married. I just regret not leaving sooner, right? Um, so it goes back to, like, having the opportunity to process, letting it in, processing that it did end, and being able to move forward. And it took time to move forward, but we did, and we can be in the same room and be cordial with each other, and do things for our children. I mean, we weren't there at one point, but I do have had relationships with females, and maybe they did something that I said they didn't like. I'm very truthful, as I said it before. So if you quit talking to me or ended a friendship because of something that I said, it most likely was, well, it was true, right? And maybe I hit a button, but that's just me, right? I'm known to tell the truth, like. But if you're my friend, if we have this relationship, and you already know that I'm gonna tell you the truth, like, you know, be I'm not sure the word, but you should be, at our age, my age anyway, um, you should be able to say, like, I didn't I didn't care for what you said, or you can't say it was a lie, but you may say I didn't care what you said or how you said it, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But don't let me call you and be like, and think we okay, and you don't answer the phone. and then I see you in public, you're like you don't know me. Like, what I do? I think that's the most immature stuff ever. Like, if you have a problem with me, you should be able to state that because I'm gonna state it to you, right? That's a relationship because I feel like had a good relationship. Because I don't break bread with everybody, but we had a good relationship that we have broken bread and we have went places and stuff. And and if something I said bothered you, but instead you want to shut me out instead of saying like, "Hey, I had an issue with what was said," and then you see me in public and I'm like, "Hey," and you like, look, I'm like, "What I do?" Right? Let me know what I did. But I'm not going. Hey, you only got to show me one time though. I'm not going to chase behind you. That's immature to me.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes some people do know what they've done.
Yeah.
And they won't, hold themselves, accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And then that says, but if
you the victim now.
Yeah, if you've given yourself the opportunity to take ownership of the things that has transpired or things that have been said, you're one of those persons that can go out and say hi, hello, how, and it can just be that. It doesn't have to, you don't. It doesn't have to extend further than that. You're not going into what's been going on with their life. It's just you being able to function in the normalcy of being cordial. That's normal.
The normalcy of being cordial.
That's normal. Mm-hmm. But if the response is turn of the head, and the runaway in avoidance, let me try to avoid,
or keep going like you didn't,
but that's on that other person.
Again, I don't care.
Or if that were me, and let me find in tune, why am I running away from this person? Then I need to self-evaluate. What is this hold that? Because
that's a hold, right?
That's a hold. And it's not that what the hold is that person have on me. What is the hold I have on them?
Okay.
It's not what they gotta have be because it's me on them.
Yeah. It has to be. What?
Yeah.
Because some words like, because I haven't assaulted anybody.
Right.
So we're talking words.
Right. But it goes to show you that you're stuck in your growth and maturity.
Ooh.
People grow in age.
That's why
they don't grow up. So you
say that again.
People grow in age, but they don't grow up. So if you're a 50-year-old woman, you can still have girl-like ways, girl-like behavior, girl-like tendencies, like you're in high school.
So we got 50-year-olds acting like my 26 to 36-year-olds is what we saying.
I can't even say 20. I don't even want to give them that much credit because you have mature 26 and 36.
That's why I was kind of. Because
women, gotta give
so maybe we'll
do
like
20s and 60s, 20s and 30s more credit than we do give them. Because I see mature young ladies all the time that are women. I see women in age. Let me differentiate. I see women in age who are 50 and you act like you 15. Okay. There's a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference. So we'll give
we got two different audiences.
You do. So we'll give our growing women.
Okay, we'll call them growing women.
Young ladies who are in their 20s, early 30s that are acting at their capacity.
Okay, let's push it to 26 then, or 27. We ain't gonna go much further than that now.
But then we're speaking of experiences that we have come in contact or associated with.
Because I see these 20, I see these 25 and younger parenting their children doing grown things that the ones that's in their early 30s are not doing. Like, where do we fail? They not growing. They not maturing. They not parenting. They not doing business. I mean, they make a little money.
They do,
but it's going down the drain because it ain't no impact.
You said, where have you failed? What does the representation look like?
Okay, I guess I don't know. We have to do a study on that. Coming soon.
That would be good, but that's a question I would have.
Yeah.
What does the representation look like? Because if it looked like Instagram, we in a.
Oh, that's a
and it's different. So we're on the mature side of being raised differently than the young ladies coming up in their latter teens and in their 20s, early
That's why I'm glad I got my
So
team moving kid.
It's a different kind of representation. And even when we were younger, there weren't a whole lot of women entrepreneurs.
It was not
in business. So our representation looked different.
It did.
We looked at women who had a career.
Correct.
And they were employed. What they're, that's the representation we saw, and how they represented themselves. Very true. When they went to work. So it's a little different.
That is true. I can go for that. That's another conversation for another day.
Yeah, another day.
So this is our first season. We're coming into 2025. What is on your agenda for 2025?
Let's talk about some stuff. We just gonna bring some stuff out. I know, this is pushing.
What's on your agenda?
What's on my agenda?
Yeah.
Just keep moving forward. I don't have a true agenda. I'm just gonna work and walk in purpose.
But you had something coming up though. You've been studying some stuff.
Oh yes. I mean,
Well, what you been doing? Come on, tell us.
Yes. I'm a woman of being humble.
Okay.
But, and I just finished out a couple classes, so I got that 4.0 on.
Okay, so say 4.0.
I'm tiering and layering my coaching practice. So
to add,
yes, I'm adding in another wellness certificate. So.
And what is that?
Lifestyle wellness.
Okay.
Adding just another certification. To my coaching practice, and I just have 2 more classes there.
Very good.
And I'm gonna say this because Coach Ange will push me. I'm not a tech person, especially when it comes to this tech world of learning.
Yes.
I'm not an online person.
She's online,
not, but I am now because this world forces you to be in some aspects. But Coach Ange pushes me like, you doing it, and I'm in my head. I'd be like,
she is doing it.
I am doing it. So a lot of the coursework is online, and
oh really?
Yeah, a lot of the coursework.
So it's been challenging you.
It's a challenge, but I push through, and I'm going to say this: me working in business has really ante up. You know how I'm presenting in this wellness community, in this wellness learning environment. Where, some of my assignments were already done. I just had to pull them up from my business presentations.
All right.
Or, business workshops that I've done.
That you're, okay.
Okay, I got this on lock. This is complete.
So that validated your decision to go to school. It validated you making the right move.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And just reiterating a lot of the things that I'm doing now in the health, wellness, and physical fitness world. Okay. This is just a cushion. This is just, re-educating, yourself on a lot of things that you've done, but also highlighting a lot of the things I am doing, but also learning different things that I can implement into my coaching practice. And I'm excited about it.
Okay. All right. So, as for Coach Ange this year, I had a lot of people, normally Coach Ange is pouring into everyone else all the time, and no one really ever pours into me. But in the last probably 6 months, I've had a lot of people, and I'm very grateful. They had just called me up to and just explain how grateful they are for me pouring into them. They elevating like crazy. They listening. They doing the work. That's the biggest. That's my biggest reward is when they doing the work. So they holding me accountable for a couple of things for in my next season. So I had laid a lot of things down in 2024 to care for my children. So I was challenged to pick those things back up. So the number one thing that I'm picking back up that I set down was building my coaching membership. That way I can serve more individuals. So it would be a monthly membership for you to come in and learn a lot of the business skills that allowed me to create the wealth that I have for my family. I am semi-retired. I ain't gonna tell you how many days I am semi-retired. And every time I be like, I'm gonna go back in the work field and just to give myself something to do, the Lord shows me different. So I know that I'm in the right space doing what I do. And He's allowed me to probably touch more money than people have touched in their lifetime. And I'm grateful for that. So I want to serve more people. I have been plating this membership for about 3 years, but this is the year that I'm gonna really put my all into it. And I've been plating number one because I like one-on-ones. I like to walk that journey one-on-one with my people. But I have a lot of one-on-ones. I have a lot of people I'm taking the journey with. But I want to serve more. And people call me all the time, and I just feel like my impact can be a little bigger in that area. So it'll be a membership. It'll teach all things technology, traditional, really online business, but setting up the branding, showing you how to do those tech things. Even like I've set up people's podcasts like I'm doing today. Jamaica's going to do she already she brought her equipment today. She going to have her podcast. I don't know what she going to call it, but it's coming out in 2025. And she's been doing this with me almost a year now.
It'll be a year in January.
It'll be a year in January. So
blast, right? The pressure.
Yes, so she has her own mic, and she's gonna have her own podcast. So I'm that's the reward is for me is when people are doing the work. So and the other thing that I really plated for 2024 that was supposed to have been out last January. My goal is to get it out hopefully this January, but if not February. But it's back on the table. Is my self-published book that I've been working on. Hold on, that's been done, that I haven't formatted. But I did find my person that's going to format and publish it. So for the past week, I have been just putting it all together before it can go to the publisher. So my self-published book, I'm not going to tell you the title until I the next podcast thing. I'll tell you. But it is in the process, and y'all gonna love it, because these are the things that I talk about. It has some real life analogies of real things that I walked through as I built my life, my career, my business, and real things that you can apply to build yourself, your life, and your business. Because experience is based on experience, real life experiences, tactics. Because they always say, "How'd you do it?" I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. It wasn't easy. And I had stumbling blocks, and I had setbacks. And, people think you wake up and you get to choose not to work or make money. No, it was a process. It was a lifelong process. So that's what's coming for 2025.
That's what's up. I'm looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to finally? Yeah. So, we want to thank you guys for joining us for the first episode of this new season. I don't know what season this is. I've been doing this since 2019. If you can listen to the past audio episodes.
I think it's
16.
Fourth or fifth season.
Yeah, I have started audio. Last year we did video. Maybe this time we'll do a little live streaming, but it just shows growth. It shows that it takes time, and it shows consistency on my part. And I'm thankful for my co-host, because hey, if it wasn't for her, like, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do episode in 2029. But we here, people are loving it. I get people see me, they ask me about all the time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the support over the last 1920 over the last 5.
Thanks for listening to the Motivated Melanin Show with Coach Angela. If you like her show and want to know more, check her out on Instagram. And please leave her a review on Apple Podcast.